Oh, yeah, it's Collider TV Talk time. We are back. We took a week off, rested our jets, went to New York. Grace handled shit here, and then we are back here to talk all kinds of TV news. So much stuff happened this weekend. The Gifted, Supergirl Season 3 premiered on the CW, and the stuff going on with some highs and lows. And, of course, we got David Griffin here, the man, the myth, the legend.
What's happening, people? Back from New York City.
New York City.
New York. Somebody get the rope.
Somebody get a
That's
rope.
an old commercial. We are back from New York City. That's why we were going dark. We had tons and tons of TV coverage, which we're going to recap some of that today. Also talk about some new things. So it's a very exciting day here on Collider TV Talk. Thank you, John Rocha, for the lovely introduction.
My man.
My roommate.
Yeah, my roommate.
We slept together. I mean, we slept.
Whoa.
We slept.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, no. We slept near each other for the last 6 days, and it was pleasant.
You're a great roommate.
You're a great roommate.
It was a perfect choice. Perfect choice.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
And don't let his American shirt fool you. He is going to do a British breakdown later on today. But, of course, we would be remiss not to mention the lovely, talented, and beautiful Grace Hancock.
Oh, what a glorious introduction. My favorite boys. You guys, so good to be back. It's been a really long time. These two amazing gentlemen were in New York while I was here crying and sucking my thumb with my dogs. Guys, tweet me your Twitter questions. Remember that? Sassy Tuesday, hashtag Collider TV Talk. And do you guys want to hop in?
Yeah,
We ready to do this?
Well,
all right.
Yeah, good.
Speaking of pleasant sleeping arrangements, we're going to talk some New York Comic-Con. So, you two wonderful men were in New York doing all the panels, doing all the things, hopping around. What were some highlights for you guys? What was your guys' favorite part? Tell me.
Well, David and I spent an entire Saturday with each other going to all these multiple panels, seeing the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., seeing Walking Dead, seeing The Gifted. There was so much that we had to cover and watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And Dave, Dave has been doing TV Talk for so long. I'm just filling in for Josh, so it's great to go and see these things with David, because David has a lot of input and knowledge about these kinds of things that I don't necessarily have in the minutia way. And so to me, it's like, oh, this is a good show. But Dave also will give me the background and understand those kinds of things. Not with Walking Dead, but pretty much everything else. And so it was awesome. And Star Trek Discovery. We had a great time at Star Trek Discovery as well. So there was a lot that we experienced that we thoroughly enjoyed. I think my favorite one was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was really surprised at how much I enjoyed those first 20 minutes of the season premiere that's coming up of season 5, and really enjoyed the panel and all of it that was happening. And my second favorite was Star Trek Discovery. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, those were two great panels. I'm not even an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan.
Yeah.
I was impressed by the first 20 minutes. I was like, I kind of want to check it out. It kind of felt like a fresh start because they're in space now, which is really cool. For me, I got to see the premiere of The Runaways.
Yes.
Or sorry, just Runaways, not The Runaways. Marvel's Runaways. That's going to be on Hulu. It looks really good. It's from the people who did The OC and CW. The OC and Gossip Girl. So it feels very much like the OC, Gossip Girl kind of drama, high school drama, but with superheroes. So I'm down to check this out. It kind of feels like Riverdale with a little bit bigger of a budget and superpowers.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it looks good. That's coming out in November.
Yeah.
But we got to see the first episode of that. So definitely check out Schnepp and I did a review on that.
Yay.
It's good, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sold on that. That sounds awesome.
We also got to see the 25th anniversary of the Batman the Animated Series. We got to be in the room when they announced that it will be coming out on Blu-ray next year, late in the year, remastered the entire series. So if you hadn't heard, if you've been under a rock, you've been sick, you haven't checked your social media, people have been talking about it ever since that announcement that it's going to come out on Blu-ray. And as a massive fan of the TV show, I'm looking forward to seeing a remastered version of this, right?
We saw so much in 4 days. Like, I'm just trying to remember everything that we saw. The Batman versus Two-Face movie was good, too. That's more like a straight-to-home video kind of thing. But it was a fun event. Yeah. Crazy. New York loves their Comic-Con. I mean, it was intense.
Yeah.
It was like a rock concert.
Like it.
Yeah, it was intense.
Do these two sleeping together? I mean, I get it. It sounds like a good time.
We had breakfast every morning.
We did.
We had breakfast every morning. It was a nice time.
He put up with my bathroom issues. The
David
is an amazing.
Whoa.
He's a slow engine. He's got to warm himself up. He's got to like, I'm like, when he first came out, I was like, Rocha, are you dying in there or something? He's like, no, bro. I was like, I got to wake up the body. Got to wake up the body.
Listen. That's what he does to me. And then he goes, it's okay, Grace. Old man stuff.
Yeah, it's old man stuff. Yeah.
We call it OMS now.
Yeah. When you've been around for centuries, it takes a while to get the engine going. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it going. One last thing. I did some great interviews with two of the stars from The President Show. If you haven't seen The President Show on Comedy Central, Anthony Atamanuik, who does Donald Trump, and Peter, I think, Cross, I think his name is, who does Mike Pence. He's one half of that Sonic crew that does that campaign for the Sonics. He was there. And of course, I got to interview Derek Waters as well from Drunk History. So if you want to see those interviews, those are up. So all our coverage of the New York Comic Con a lot of TV panels were there. All of it is up on Collider.com if you want to go watch it after TV Talk.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, yeah. So, guys, be sure to check out all those wonderful videos with these two handsome men who are in a very happy and successful relationship from the sound of things.
Damn right.
So we're going to move on to a little bit of a news story here. Okay, so FX said yesterday that the producers of American Horror Story made substantial edits to the episode that's going to be airing tonight because the opening scene was depicting an occurrence of gun violence that has sadly become all too common in our country. Obviously, this episode was shot about 2 months ago before the horrible tragedy in Las Vegas. They did say that the unedited version is going to be available on VOD platforms, which is actually a little surprising to me. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this. Like, I was actually a little surprised that even without Las Vegas on the table, that this was in the episode because mass shootings are such a common occurrence and it is so tragic. It is so traumatic. There's so many people involved. Like, if I was in any way, shape, or form related to anybody who was there or had a friend, like, this would no way be something I'd want to watch. So what are your guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's the right choice. You know, with the Punisher one, I pushed back a little bit of it. They canceled the panel for Punisher. They pushed the release date back. The rumors were that they were going to release Punisher that weekend this past weekend at New York Comic Con,
Right.
and they took the panel off the schedule completely. So David had a little bit of break to go have like dinner together. But like I understood the decision. I didn't 100% support it because the idea of the Punisher is to fight back against criminals like this, to defend the innocents from violence. And yes, he uses violent means, but he is judge, jury, and executioner. Sometimes we have to live out our fantasies to get these people, or to make these people pay. And so I always enjoyed that about the Punisher. So unfortunately, it was pulled, but I totally get the decision. With something like this seems way more logical because
Right.
it is dealing with the actual time now with this. I feel like the storylines are dealing with this.
Well, right, and this
It's very
season is not a
current.
supernatural season. This is based
Right.
in reality. It's based in very recent reality. So
Real
it's like
horror.
it's way too soon and way too everything for comfort, for
Yeah.
sure. David,
It's
are
tough. Yeah, I mean, Americans, we, for better or for worse, our Second Amendment, we love our guns, and it's like, it's if you watch, me being a big British fan, when you watch those shows, there's not a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at their murder by gun rate is super, super low. I mean, we're a much bigger country, but still, it's tough because when you watch Luther or Sherlock, the detectives don't carry guns. Their SWAT teams carry guns. Their special forces carry guns, but the day-to-day, they don't have, like, black and white cops don't carry guns on them, so it's much different. But when you have a guy like Punisher, that's like a celebration of guns, like a John Wick, those kind of movies, of course, they're not killing innocent people at a concert, but it's still, you don't want to be insensitive. And I'm glad
Right.
that Marvel decided to do this, and let's give us some time to mourn and hopefully make some changes in this country. We'll see what happens with all that. But,
Right.
let's just give us some time to mourn here. I think that's a good decision. I mean, it happened with Hannibal.
Yeah.
Back after Sandy Hook.
Yep.
There was a scene in Hannibal, and the thing is you could go on demand if you want to watch the episode in its entirety. So go on Amazon, iTunes if you want to watch the whole episode. But I think it's a good thing that they did this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's tough.
Let's be as sensitive as we
It
can.
sucks when real life tragedy, hurts art.
Yep.
Because The Punisher isn't advocating violence. Obviously,
Right.
American Horror Story is supposed to be escapism. It's supposed to be, you see something horrible and horrific happen, but it's not going to affect your everyday life, But
Right.
obviously, there is real terror, there's real horror out there and tragedy, and it's sad that it has to happen.
I'll speak for yourself. That leather person come out of the wall that affected my life.
That's true. You might not be able to sleep. That's true. You might lose
affected
sleep.
my
You might
life.
lose sleep. That is true. That is true.
Well, good thing he had you for comfort when he had nightmares in New York. I'm going to stop with those jokes. All right. So on to a lighter note. So The Gifted, we were obviously on hiatus for episode 1 on Fox, but last night episode 2 aired. And so this is our first chance to talk about it. I know we're all pretty excited. We had an adorable little group chat going on, group text message chat. I really liked this. This is the first time that the X-Men world has come into television. Are we going to have tie-ins to the film later? David, what are your thoughts on this?
I am really enjoying The Gifted so far.
Yeah,
I
me
really like
too.
it. It's not the most inventive show ever. It's
Sure.
not as high as like Legion,
Right.
where it's like, whoa, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, I would say even maybe better than some of the CW shows that are out right now, because I feel like it does take some chances. I love that it's a family show. It's about a family. I think this is a shot of, I believe this is Polaris.
Yeah.
Here behind her with
she's
her new
cool as hell.
albino mutant
Porcelain
friend.
Mutant is her
Porcelain Mutant.
title, yeah.
And I mean, a little bit
relate
of
to her
a
on a lot of
spoiler
levels.
alert, I guess. You can put the spoiler alert logo up there. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Don't sleep.
A little rusty.
Don't
Those
sleep.
jets
A little
back
rusty
there.
from New York.
I know, we're
man,
all a little like,
rusty.
what do we
Little
do?
jet lag.
How do I
last
do
night.
this show?
Yeah, we had a long
happened here?
flight. I love that, she has such will and just fortitude that she actually she didn't break through her restraints, but she still used her powers, even though she's being like, shocked to death. So
it was a great reenactment right there.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying this show. I like the special effects are pretty good, especially the effects with what's the name when she like opens up those portals. It's pretty cool.
Right.
It's a good network family show that happens to have superpowers.
Yeah. Rocha, what are your thoughts?
I didn't think this episode was as strong as the first episode. I thought the pilot was a bit stronger.
Yeah.
Some of these got a bit melodramatic. Some of these moments, and some of these, and I think it has to do.
You feel
with
network TV. You feel it. You feel it.
And I feel it's the dialogue, not
the
necessarily
dialogue
the
was my only
performances.
complaint.
Right. The dialogue was a little bit. Well, they might be coming back. That kind of stuff. You get a little like, good God,
what are we
man.
gonna do?
It pushes you a little bit out of it, and it was weird
doctor,
to.
not a mutant.
It was weird to see.
My God, Jim, I'm a doctor.
It was weird to see the mother. It was weird to see the mother with that guy.
Stephen Moyer?
Yeah, it was no. The mother with the dude who's
the
like
head of the underground.
Latino, yeah,
Are we
Latino,
playing with something like? Is this a possible
handsome man,
storyline down
handsome.
the road?
Yeah.
Because
like
said,
when
"This
she
is my
says, like, "Oh, it's my
boyfriend."
boyfriend," right?
Yeah, right. That's a possibility going down? Because how far away is Stephen going to be from the family for how long? That's what I'm wondering. How long is he going to be away from the family? Are other feelings going to creep in? So the kid got kind of pushed back in this episode. The kid who kind of
had one little move he did. He had one
move, and so he got to put. But we got to spend more time with them, which I enjoyed fleshing out. Polaris' stuff is great. I know people make comments about Orange is the New Black. I'm still enjoying her in this prison sequences. Those were my favorite part.
Or in this case, blue. They have blue suits. Yeah. The Lakewood County Jail is blue. Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. If I wasn't doing the show, it's probably not something that I would probably tune into. But I'm really happy I did, and I'm really enjoying it. So thanks for telling me to watch.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm always worried. I send Grace stuff. I'm like, Grace, don't break your phone. Don't break your computer. Like, David.
No. You always have. There's never been anything that you've sent me that I'm like, this is just shit. So
I try.
I enjoy. No, you have very good taste. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to these two very handsome gentlemen. Supergirl season 3 premiere.
Listen, let's. When you're getting over a breakup, you sometimes you can't be your normal fun self, and we see this going on with Kara now at the beginning. She's like saving people. She ain't waiting for thanks. Just rolls on to the next thing, She got stuff she's dealing with, when
a little attitude, a little feisty.
Yeah, a little feisty. When you're super powered, you can't be sitting around eating gallons of ice cream because you burn it off. It doesn't have the same effect on you. So it's like, well, she just wanted to get down to business. Sometimes, people say when you get into a breakup, like the best thing to do sometimes is to lose yourself in work because it helps you like take your mind off getting depressed or sad. But we saw a lot of people moving forward here. We see Kat becoming like the press secretary for the White House, and of course they make a little shot at the climate change. They make little shots of that. So you see where the artists or the makers of this show their political affiliations a little bit. But I also enjoyed Adrian Pasdar coming in. I've loved him since Prophet in the late '80s, early '90s. Great TV show, and of course he's done multiple things. He was good in Heroes.
Yeah.
He's a good addition to the show. It'll bring some drama to it. My only thing is that there are times where I feel like it's going a little too melodramatic when I want it to be a little more deeper, a little more powerful.
It's still the CW.
Yeah, it's still the CW. But we think we get that from the Flash. I think there are really legitimate moments of depth in the Flash. Right. And Arrow last season, I think, had moments as well. So I think it's possible. But what I loved about the CBS version is that it explored that a little bit more, and you don't necessarily have that in this version of Supergirl. So I'm having to adjust to that. I was hoping they'd fix it going into season 3, but we got to give it a little bit of time to breathe. And I'm certainly in. I love Melissa Benoist. I think she's fantastic as Supergirl. So I'm still invested in the show. I just wanted it to have a little less of the melodrama, a little more of the depth and complexity that I enjoyed.
Yeah,
I love the opening shot. There's a shot of her in this field, and they shoot in Vancouver, so the scenery's gorgeous. I mean, it's like huge mountains and this open field, and then she's just like hovering above the city, and she can hear all the sounds of the city. It kind of reminded me of Superman Returns, when what's his name is like over the planet. He can hear everything going on around him. It was a very dramatic, impacting scene there. But yeah, I mean, it is Supergirl. It's solid. Yeah. It's entertaining. Benoist is fantastic. They have good characters, but I love Katie McGrath. She plays Lena Luthor. She's a force to be reckoned with. She was in this great BBC show called Merlin. There it is. She was Morgana. I got to interview her one time when she was doing Merlin. She is gorgeous.
Nice.
So I'm happy that she's a regular now on the series.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy these shows, but it's like I got a lot. Oh, they're all back. I looked at my DVR. My DVR is it's melting, folks.
intimidating. It's
my DVR said David warning, CW overload coming in at you hot, boy. I got every single show this week. I got Riverdale, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow,
Flash. Well, we get blood. We get a little blood.
I'm so excited for Riverdale.
We get a little blood sport. In this episode. That's who they find out the thief is.
Oh,
so we enjoyed that. So
Uh-huh.
that might be something that plays around.
Yeah.
So there's stuff that they've laid the ground.
There's good moments in this episode.
They've
for
laid
sure.
the ground.
But we have like 22 more hours to watch.
Yeah, we really do.
Oh God.
Or less. It's 45 minutes an episode.
That's true. That's good. That's fair. That's fair.
Close.
All right. Go Supergirl.
All right. On that note, we're gonna hop into some rapid fire weekend high-lows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick little clarification, guys. I'm gonna watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's not that I have anything against it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Okay. I smashed a plate, but it's not personal. It's just that I just have to. The time and the things. I'm an injury. I'm a gimp. I'm Quasimodo. It's fine.
So real quick, when we go into
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
We're going to Curb. We're going to get it set up here. So Rocha and I woke up in separate beds.
That's right. That's how our relationship is right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. But we're not that close.
We're fighting right now.
We're not that close. We're like an old 1800s couple. We got separate beds.
Sure.
Woke up Monday morning. And we're like, we should watch some TV. We had some time before our checkout. Had some breakfast in the morning.
We didn't know how much extra time we had.
We had a lot of extra time.
Yeah.
So like, I watched Curb first, and then Rocha was like, I think he was watching Curb as well. So we were both laughing. And then I watched Star Trek, and then he was still watching. So we were watching our shows, and we were both just cracking up during Curb. Curb was hilarious. It is such a good show. Larry David just, like, there's no script. It's all improvisation. Like, what they do is the creators, they set up a scene, the actors enter the scene, and they do like all this improvisation. It's so good.
The secret.
So thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Sorry,
thumbs up, yeah.
So this isn't a full review. We got to go through these really quick.
The secret to Curb Your Enthusiasm is that everyone else in the show is as messed up as Larry, but in different ways. And so it's funny because they all think they're normal and Larry is the weird one. But the thing is, Larry is just more upfront about his weirdness, but then you have all these other people coming in trying to be subtle about their weirdness or trying to explain their weirdness. And that's what I enjoyed about this episode. Really expose that with Ted Danson coming in and this idea of wanting to date Cheryl. And like he really comes over to ask Larry's permission, even though he's saying he's come over to check up on Larry. It's for his own selfish reasons. And then you find out that Funkhauser had dated Cheryl a couple of times, but never told Larry because his point of view is it's better to hide it than to show it. And so there's all these kinds of things that are going on. Everybody's crazy. JB Smoove is as nuts as they come, and so everybody has their nutness. And you had the fatwa. You had the girl come back who was part of the chicken episode from last season or 2 seasons ago, which was great. That actress is fantastic. And you had this going on through the whole thing.
Yeah, Ayatollah's still after him.
Yeah,
Ayatollah's
still after him.
Yeah.
But he's still got time to bitch about cookies and tongs. So to me, it was so funny, and I think this season may be the best season. They're already the first 2 episodes are better than the first 2 episodes I've seen in almost any season. So I'm excited to see how this all plays out.
So is that
Thumbs
a
up.
thumbs up?
Sorry,
Great.
Thumbs up.
We're killing this rapid
We gotta
fire,
go.
guys.
Rapid fire,
Episodes.
Yes.
I don't watch the show. Thumbs
Oh,
up.
God.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I
Great
don't
way
watch
to
it.
end the whole entire series. I've been a massive fan of this show for so long, and the way they set everything up with Carol and everything. I just love the way that they brought it into fruition. And with Matt's character, they gave him a little more depth this season with his father passing and everything like that with the late great Alex Rocco. And so I've been such a fan of the show to see it the way it ended. Yes, could it have ended in a bigger, more British kind of sarcastic way? Sure, but I still enjoyed the American influence in the show and the way it ended out. So I'm a big fan of how
Bigger
it
and
ended.
British is always better.
I'm definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna come back to that one for sure. And last but certainly not least, Outlander.
Outlander's killing it this season. The writers, Ronald D. Moore and his crew are just killing it. It's so good. Watch Outlander on Stars. I can't say how much I love this enough. Thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
Also, too, don't sleep, folks. We got Mr. Robot tomorrow night. Season 3 premiere. Shannara Chronicles Season 2 premiere on Spike.
Oh my God, that's all you
did. Grace, no sleep for Grace.
It's fine.
Sleep.
I sleep so
Don't
much
sleep.
as it is, guys. We're gonna be great. Outlander, are you caught up?
I don't watch that show. I don't
Rocha's not
believe in
watching
romance.
Outlander.
It's not really my thing.
Except for with David. In New York.
There we go.
That's
If
more
you
of
do
a-
an Outlander, which is 2 men trying to connect, which we kind of are, since I'm from the old times and David's from the newer times. We have walls between us, but we're trying to connect. So no, I don't know. I tried the first few seasons. I tried 5 episodes. I was like, it really wasn't my jam. It's nothing against Outlander. It's a lot. I know a lot of
It
people
definitely
love
is a slow
it.
burn at the
but it's
top.
just
I
not
feel
my
like
jam.
it took me like several episodes. Like it's
And
like
I love British
you gotta
television.
hunker in.
It's just not my
like
jam.
many snacks.
Right.
Much wine.
And it's technically American. I mean, I say it's British, but I mean, it's produced by Stars. That's technically, even though it's shot.
Maybe if I ever get a
Right.
girlfriend
Well, and
again, I'll enjoy
cast
it.
and
And
all
cast.
that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
not a lot of Americans in that show.
No.
Unfortunately.
For a good reason. All right, anyway.
Oh, hey, oh.
Ooh.
Well, it's set in Scotland.
All
That's what I
right,
mean.
you
Yeah, no,
guys. And now, for our final.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Griffin.
Great British Breakdown. It's going to be a sad one.
Saddest intro
I love it.
ever. Guys, this is going to be my last TV talk. I am moving on to IGN.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations on the job.
Yep. I'm going to be the TV editor over there, so I'll still be talking TV. Doesn't mean I'll never be on TV talk again. I mean, we're not that, offices aren't that far away. I'm still going to be in LA. Hopefully I can come in as a guest if they'll have me. But yeah, this is the last show. Yeah, it's sad. It's the last show. I wish the whole family could be here. I wish Emma was here. I wish Makuga was here.
I know.
Yeah, it's the last show.
Well,
so a little send off. I mean, I really appreciate everybody's support. We were at the meet and greet in New York Comic Con, and I had probably 4 or 5 people come up to me and just sit there, like, standing there the whole time for like 20 minutes, just talking to me about British television and how much they appreciate my recommendations, and not just my recommendations, but I learned from them. They gave me a few new shows to check out, and I really appreciate all the love and support. It's cool that we sit here, we talk into a lens. All I see in front of me is these 2 lovely people. We have Cody, of course, and Adam in the back, who are fantastic, and then there's a camera lens looking at me like this, just staring back in the black abyss. Nothing there. No emotion.
Slow down.
Sorry, I was a little too dark. I went dark there.
Pull it out.
Sorry. Woo! No, so it is great to meet everybody in person, and Collider's been a family, man. It's sad. I mean, I'm excited to work for IGN, but it's family here, and family's important, so I'm definitely gonna miss it here.
Well, I'm devastated.
Please.
I'm gonna miss you dearly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I totally have favorites.
I don't really have anything new to review in terms of British television, but I mean, Cinemax announced their lineup. They're bringing those new shows, like we reviewed that show Relic. Remember the show that's told backwards?
Yeah.
So Cinemax is bringing that show to the United States, I think in 2018.
Right. Oh, good.
That show Strike, Cuckoo's Calling. That's J.K. Rowling's TV series, which Holiday Granger from Electric Dreams. Yeah. That's coming to Cinemax as well. So there's some great British television that's already out in the UK, coming to the States next year. So stay tuned. That Gunpowder Smoke show with Jon Snow, Kit Harington, is going to be out on BBC, I think late October. So that's good news as well.
Well,
not here in the States, but late October in the UK. It'll come to the States probably next year.
Oh, cool.
Well, I just want to say, spending time with you at New York Comic Con was a blessing in disguise because we knew this was coming up your last day. So to get to hang out with you and talk TV with you the whole time we were there, all jokes aside, we had a really great time. And it's always great to have conversations with you about television because there's always you have a unique perspective on it, man. And so you as much as I've watched, for centuries. I mean, I remember when TV was invented. It's great to hear someone who favors it. Yeah, my first talkie, mommy. It was great to see you talking about it. But you mentioned something earlier, David Griffin, about how much you wish Josh Makuga was here. Well, we got Josh Makuga all the way from Italy to send you a little goodbye. Let's watch it now. Let's play it right now for you.
David Griffin, my brother in TV Talk arms, I'm gonna miss you, man. Your final show here on Collider TV Talk. We've been through this journey together from our humble beginnings as just 2 guys with friendship on the horizon to being best buds who sat through 10 hours of a Comic-Con panel that was the same thing 6 times in a row. You like Poldark? I've never seen an episode. You like Outlander? Never seen an episode. But we do find common ground on many beautiful TV shows. I'm gonna say sorry to Mrs. Griffin one last time. I'm gonna miss you terribly, buddy, but I couldn't be more proud of the accomplishments you're making, your big steps forward, and I hope your new employer will let you come back on Collider TV Talk anytime you'd like, because the Collider family will miss you terribly. Coming to you live from the Collider Amalfi Coast Studios, it's Josh Makuga. David, put down that book, pick up the remote, bud.
I reached out to my boy and I said, "Can we do something here?" I asked Grace, "Can we get this on for Makuga?" And he was gracious enough from his honeymoon in Italy, internationally, to send you a good.
That was special. Thanks, guys. That was really special. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, you have all the feels.
Look at that.
That's all right. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you're a genius. You're one of the absolute nicest people I've ever heard of or met in my entire life. I just adore the shit out of you, and I'm gonna miss you terribly.
Thank you.
You're
I love
very
the thing with
welcome.
Ray in the bottom. We, as in everyone except Ray. Ray and I have a nice love-hate relationship.
Your little tea and crumpet.
Tea and crumpets.
That's so awesome.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
so we're all
Thank
gonna
you.
pack down our feelings. Everything's fine. There's just something in my eye. It's totally, everything's good. And we're going to go on a lighter note to some Twitter questions. And we're going to do a quick little shout out to...
Question like, David, why?
I know, right? No! It's just me tweeting myself.
Yeah.
So we're just real quick, we're going to go with our friend at Silver Scholar 4 at Mrs. Graceface. Is it wrong that I have a man crush on Cody Hall? No, it's not.
Nope.
Moving along.
Cody is a handsome man.
He is a handsome man.
He's taken. Boy getting married.
Boy getting married
1 month?
so soon.
1 month.
Yeah.
All right, but on a more real note, at our friend.
No,
I didn't mean it like that.
Go to game.
Real note. Cody's out. Cody has left the building.
Spider.
Don't walk out.
Don't let her talk to you like that,
I'm gonna
Spider.
be at your wedding. I'm so sorry. I
Wow.
meant like a TV
Tom
note.
Holland
I'm very.
has left the building.
Oh, he swung right out of here on those webs.
Yeah,
Look
thanks,
at
Grace. Thanks for that. It's a great last show, ladies and gentlemen. Great last show. This is how you want to go out. Oh, boy, I tell you
This
what.
is the most TV talkish way for you to go on.
I'm like, is IGN hiring? Because I may have just turned everybody against me. All right, on a more television-related note is what I meant. Love you, Cody, forever. You're sexy. In honor of, from our friend at Markel, in honor of New York Comic Con, what is your favorite show based in New York?
Ooh. Law and Order. Dun, 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 dun,
Ooh,
dun,
duh.
dun. No, not Law and Order.
Oh, keep going, man.
Well, I mean, the Marvel shows are doing a great job. Daredevil is an incredible show. Oh, Power. I like that Stars show, Power. 50 Cent's show on Stars. Power is set in New York. It's a good show. And it's shot in New York.
Right.
I hate when they shoot Toronto's a beautiful city. I love Toronto, but I hate when they shoot in Toronto and try to disguise it. It's not New York. New York.
Yeah.
We were in New York for 6 days, and only New York is New York. You can't replicate that. We actually were in Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
Our hotel was in Hell's Kitchen.
Yep.
I think I saw Daredevil on the rooftops.
I know. There's a film coming out right
Rocha
now.
was worried he was going to get shot.
The whole time I was in New York, I was worried I was going to get shot.
Every guy who walked around the
Well,
corner was like, that
all
guy,
right.
I'm going to get shot.
But what happened? First day we were there, someone got shot.
Someone got
in
shot.
Hell's
There was
Kitchen.
somebody who got shot
At
in
the
our
construction.
neighborhood. Someone
Right.
got shot. I was like, oh, man.
What's your answer, Grace? Oh, my answer is
Yeah, no.
my answer is NYPD Blue. Always. That's my
That's a
number one
classic show.
favorite
Great
show.
show.
I know there are better shows, better well-written shows,
Great show.
but there's no show that makes me cry and makes me feel happy or makes me feel emotional and viscerally emotional about the world than NYPD Blue. Up until maybe till the last few seasons with Mark Paul Gosselaar on it. Other than that, there's no show that I go back to and revisit more often than NYPD Blue. There's just something about it that speaks to me and speaks to everything of who I am as a person, and I love that show so much. So that's my answer.
Wow, that got real. That was
It's a
beautiful,
good show.
Rocha.
It's a classic.
Staring into the abyss. No,
Into,
yeah, we go.
the, into the dark
That
sadlands.
camera.
Yeah. Would you like to go to David's last and final?
Of the day. David Griffin, let's start with you here. If you could go to a panel at Comic-Con like we just did for any TV show, what would it be?
No more panels. No,
Oh, you're going
I'm
back.
a
You're
little
TV
burnt out on
editor? You're
panels.
going to panels,
No
son.
more panels. I would love to see a Downton Abbey reunion panel.
Oh.
Damn you, that was my answer.
It hasn't been enough time yet. Maybe
Right.
when it gets to 10 years, a 10-year reunion panel, that would be awesome. I'd love to go to that.
I'd cry through that whole
It
panel.
would be an amazing panel.
I cried throughout that whole show.
Especially like with
I'm
the
gonna cry
success
right now.
that like Dan Stevens has had,
Right.
and how big he is now. Like it'd be cool to see some of these actors who have gone on and done some great work, come back and
Yeah. Well, that was my answer.
Sorry, I stole that
Well,
one.
you know what? Maybe on like a flip side, maybe I'd say like Golden Girls, just because I just want to hang out with all those
Yeah, if
people.
there
To have B. Arthur, and all, you'd bring them back.
I just want to hang out with people who
Yeah.
I feel like I can relate to because I'm secretly like a 101-year-old woman.
What?
So I just want to hang out with them.
The Force Ghosts. So you'd have the Force Ghosts of the Golden Girls
Right.
coming back. Fair. I respect that. I think for me, it's always going to be. I always answered NYPD Blue, so if I could, but just to be different, I would say The Sopranos. I think that's the show for me that kind of woke me up into the possibilities
Yeah.
of television, how really deep it could be. Yes, NYPD Blue broke that. Hill Street Blues broke that as well. But it was really The Sopranos that I was like, damn, this is what television can be.
Right.
I missed the Wire boat, but Sopranos I did not miss. I'm very glad I caught that. And the way that they were able to do these episodes, his dream sequences, the situation with him and Carmela all the way through the seasons, the stuff with his people going back, just to see all the people talk about all the background stuff. And I've read every like David Chase interview there is on it. I've read every interview they do with actors, Paulie Walnuts, all that stuff. I would like to hear a little more about the background story. But also, if I could throw in NYPD Blue, definitely I would love to hear once and for all David Dennis Franz and John Kelly, who's David Caruso, have an actual conversation on a panel talking about what happened to make David Caruso leave, and if David Caruso like legitimately regrets it and misses it and wanted to come back, and what happened with that with David Milch and Stephen Bochco. That would be awesome as well. So those are my answers. Boom.
You're making my answer look real dumb.
No. What?
I'm like, I want to hang out with Golden Girls. All right.
My mom would go with you to that Golden Girls reunion panel.
See,
that's one of her
me and
favorite
Mrs.
shows.
Griffin can hang out with all my favorite people.
Not sorry, Mrs. Griffin. There we go.
All right. Should we call it a day?
Yeah, we've come to the end of the show, unfortunately. David Griffin, once again, I can't cuss, but I love you.
Oh, I cuss all the time.
I love you,
throws
man.
in a cuss word
Does
every
he?
now and then.
All right. Mother effer, I love you. And it's been a blast getting to know you and go through all these things with you. And I had a good time in New York with you. And, you know, it's sad to see you go because you always bring a lot of a unique perspective here to the panel, the TV Talk. Whenever I watch the show and you're on, it's always a blast. So we are all going to miss you. And I know I hope I can speak for everybody who's ever watched Collider TV Talk, and especially the lovely Grace. You are going to be a huge person to replace on the show. And in the Collider family, man, because we all love you. From behind the camera to in front of the camera, we all love you, man. So thanks for doing everything that you've done here, man.
Thanks for saying that. It means a lot.
Oh, am I supposed to?
Yeah, you should probably say something,
God.
Grace.
Grace, any final words?
Grace? I mean,
honestly,
there should be a speech prepared.
I mean, for God's sakes, Grace.
I mean,
You know, I have
Makuga made a video.
I mean, he went from Italy.
He's in Italy.
No, you know what? You just, I hurt my finger really badly this morning, so I'm already a little emotional. So it's like the tears are kind of right there. But I adore you so much, and I just couldn't be happier for you, really.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grace.
Okay, let's stop there before Grace. I agree. Couldn't be happier for you. But you want to say anything?
Well, I was getting a call from like IGN being like, "You weren't supposed to announce that." You know, like,
Can I come back?
Oh yeah, is the chair still open? Yeah. So I mean, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at GriffinDE. At some point, I'll have some content up on IGN. I hope. You know, I mean, I still haven't. I need to get. I'm one of those people that like I need to be in the office or on the plane before I get really excited. So I start my first day tomorrow. So I'm very anxious.
Yay!
So as soon as new content comes out, I'll be sure to tweet that out and on Instagram and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Grace?
Yay! Yeah, no, we can't wait to see. And I'm Grace Hancock. You guys can follow me online everywhere at Mrs. Graceface.
And guys, I'm John Rocha. You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. Finishing out the week, filling in for Makuga. He comes back next Monday to take this thing to the next level. And so it's been a blast being on here. Once again, David, thanks so much for helping me transition into this as well. So thanks, everybody. Put down the book. For God's sakes, pick up the remote.
Hey everybody, Josh Makuga here. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Collider TV Talk. Want to watch more episodes? Click there. It's an interactive link. Or for more Collider content, click down there. Subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends. Get an airplane. Drive it by that says Collider. I'm not telling you to buy an airplane. Just do whatever you want as long as you're watching Collider video.